lot of individuals really think of us as a gym and swim. The truth is the Y is really more than just that. The Eastlake community hasn't always looked and felt like it does today.
I was born and raised here in Eastlake by my grandmother, Eva Davis. I wasn't the most desirable to people who did not reside here, but to us it was home. Poverty doesn't discriminate, and people don't wake up and ask to be born into circumstances beyond their control.
The Eastlake Meadows was one of the worst public housing communities in the country. There was nothing here. It was a food desert, it was an activity desert, and so there was not a place for children to live, grow, and play, and thrive.
I moved to DeKalb County in 1984. There was too many people gathering with nothing to do.
One thing we did not have growing up are a lot of resources. That started a trickle effect of agencies and just businesses not being close to the community.
At the time, the Southeast YMCA was a small facility that was right down Memorial Drive.
I became the property manager for Eastlake. We had a lot of families who were hungry. Then my grandmother started a summer camp. We did not have a place for the kids to go swimming. I called the YMCA. I was blown away because we're not used to people saying yes and showing up with good hearts without agendas. That was a blessing I did not expect.
You had a lot of advocates in the community that said, let's pool our resources together and let's figure out how we can revitalize and make this area boom. And that's exactly what happened.
Tom Cousins founded the Eastlake Foundation in 1995. He's a real estate developer, but he's also a big philanthropist, while at the same time, Miss Eva Davis was interested in providing quality housing for the families that lived in Eastlake Meadows. Two unlikely allies came together and reimagined what this community could be.
He was more interested in working with my grandmother to say, what is it that you need? How can we make this community something that people have never seen?
The Y sits in this space from a mission perspective of really investing in health and wellness, youth development and education spaces, and then social responsibility. We really do our best work when we're aligning kind of in that space of all three of those. The Y was at the table with a number of other nonprofit organizations to be right here where the Charles R. Drew Charter School was, where the Y is today.
We originally had Drew Elementary School. It was not getting the resources. And my grandmother, working directly with Dr. Glass, the parents, and the school changed with the community.
The elementary school and the Eastlake Family YMCA opened up the same year in 2001.
When I saw the school that went up with Drew Charter School, to me, that's a true blessing.
Voices were heard. All of that combined to develop into this beautiful facility that we have.
The early vision was that early learning supports would be put in place to support families with quality early learning care. All of the children that graduate through our early learning program can join into that lottery, what we call the cradle to college and career pipeline. The 90s, high school graduation rates here in this area was in the 30 percentile. In 2017, that inaugural class for Drew Charter School graduated with 100% graduation.
All of these buildings and all of these phases were intentionally thought out.
It's built as one entire building. I often call it the magic Harry Potter doors that go from the elementary school over to the Y. And it's a unique concept. They come in with a physical education teacher and a Y staff person. It allowed for programmatic services between the school and the Y to be deeply interconnected. And it's incredibly unique.
I believe in having an intergenerational type of projects and programs.
I think everybody should bring the children to the Y and get them started here so they'll continue to be here the rest of their life like I have. It was exciting to this Y was opening and we could all come up and be in the new Y.
We're very engaged with the villages of Eastlake.
The YMCA staff goes up to the village's community pool, gives the kids and families swimming lessons.
The DeKalb County Police comes here and they have what they call the PALS program, the Police Athletic League.
police officers are going out into the community, bringing kids to us, and we're helping support programming that they may not get in other locations. We provide services like after-school care and summer camp for a number of different schools. Get out into the community and really ensure that we're serving the entire community.
We're really thankful for their outreach and commitment to our community and families.
I'm so proud of specifically the swim lesson component. We know that that has the opportunity to be truly life-saving, can really change the trajectory of a child's life.
This one's a bit special because there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and sacrifice to get us to this point.
The Eastlake YMCA has its big anniversary with 25 years. Drew Charter School, our education partner, has its 25th year anniversary.
This year we're celebrating the 25th year of the Tour Championship at Eastlake.
And so when you look at the longevity, the reason why we are successful here in Eastlake is because all of our partners have this commitment to support families.
We serve more and more members year after year.
The YMCA, it is a piece of a community's family.
The community sees us as a resource center. We know that that will also lend towards the need of future support as we continue to grow. I would attribute the success of this area to the intentional investment from organizations and the people who've lived here.
This is going to be the last place that I'm going to work. The Y have been more than a blessing for me. The work that I've done really makes me feel good. I know that that work is not in vain.
What we did at Eastlake, there was no recipe for it. There was no playbook for it.
Eastlake is the original purpose-built community.
The YMCA embraces everyone in the community, no matter your background, your religious beliefs, your political beliefs. It is a place where everyone is welcome.
We started out with the vision, but with my grandmother and Mr. Cousins connecting, Mr. Cousins showed up consistently and always answered the call.
When I come into this Y, I always feel energized. I'm grateful because anytime there's a need, the Y always figures out how to be creative and make it happen.
We don't want families and communities around our country to have to go through what we went through. How do we show how this was done?
And it's one of the things that I love about this community. It looks different now than it did 30 years ago, but the need is still there. It's still great, and we're still continuing to impact people every single day.